can make a lot of change in 6 months. That's like a gift, wrapped up in a bow for me, because I'm like, 6 months, these girls are going to be like totally different people. Because 3 months, I've changed people that have lost, 100 pounds in 3 months. So I think we can definitely do this. It's, the biggest determining factor of success is going to be how much effort they are willing to put in. Because we can put out a plan and we can say, hey, this is what we need you to follow, but if they pick up, dumbbells that are only 5 pounds, and I can tell you right now, most women's purses weigh more than 5 pounds, I know mine does, they believe in their minds that's all they can really lift, and it's crazy. They're gonna need to actually push themselves. We all make fun of that bodybuilder in the gym that's going, rah, and think that's just ridiculous and unnecessary. But honestly, that's the guy making change in the gym, because he's pushing past that threshold, and we need these women to find that little inner growl that they got too, because once you start doing that, that's what prompts the body to change. It says, okay, I need to lift this weight. So through just day after day, we progressively make it a little bit harder, but the goal is to change and allow their body to adapt before we give them elicit new change. And so over this, this whole entire journey, they're gonna really be able to make tons of progress that I know they can't imagine right now. And that's gonna be part of the fun. It's gonna be like, dang, I'm strong, I'm really strong. So, and I love that part. That's the exciting part, the epiphany of like, man, I think I can lift more than that guy over there. So I'm excited to see. Some of these girls have some strong legs. They have some muscular legs. Like, they could run circles around me. But that intimidation of the whole thing, of being in the gym, and the uncertainty, the lack of confidence, they don't realize that they've already got that power. They just haven't really used it or tapped into it. So we're gonna help them use it and tap into it, and teach them the proper form, so that they can be strong and grow muscle, the good kind of muscle, all the while whittling down their shape. So I don't know, I'm so excited, because it's really, every good professional fitness person pretty much follows the same sort of process to getting somebody in shape. I see it everywhere. Anybody that I really respect a lot, we typically have the same approach. So there's no mystery. So if these girls just do what we ask them to do, and they can be like robots, they don't even have to think. We're taking all the guesswork out of it. If they just do what we ask them to do, they're gonna be new people. They're gonna look awesome. I've been in the industry for about 10 years. It's not something I ever imagined for myself. I actually sort of fell into it. It was a bad situation that turned into the most amazing career of my life. Basically, I used to work, just like anybody else, a 9-to-5 job. And then one year, 2001, the Texans, the NFL team, the Texans, had auditions for cheerleading squad. And the craziest part is, by day, I was actually running our family business, which was a roofing company. So I'm up on a roof with a tool belt, drove a dump truck, the whole thing, which most people could never imagine for me. The big hydraulic, the whole thing. I had 2 crews of men that I was running. And so by day I was doing that, and by night I was in, bedazzled outfit doing the Texans. And it was so much fun, but unfortunately, I found a lump in my breast. I actually found it a few years ago, but at this point, it had grown. It was superficial. I could feel it under the skin. So I went and had that checked out, and it did indicate breast cancer. So unfortunately, I had to go through some treatment, and I had a lumpectomy, and my season ended because I just had too many visits that I needed to make, and I wasn't going to be able to continue with the squad. So that was pretty heartbreaking. I had gone to practice all the time. I was ready to be out on the field and was having so much fun. And then at that moment though, I didn't change my lifestyle exactly. It just felt like a little hiccup in the road, and I didn't really feel like I was sick or anything, or out of shape really. I was what's called skinny fat, Like I was just, I wasn't toned and fit, but I was just a small girl. But now I look back on it and I realize I was skinny fat. I just was kind of flabby. And I used to wear 2 pairs of tights to hold my legs in when I was cheerleading so that they wouldn't jiggle. And I felt like that was fine, it didn't really matter. Well, fast forward to when my career really began in fitness was at 28, I actually had a reoccurrence. There was a little bit of darkness on one of the ultrasounds that I had, and it had some cancer cells had come back. And so I realized at that point, that was my epiphany. I thought, you know what, I'm thinking I'm invincible, and I'm not, and I needed to really pay attention to how I was treating my body. A doctor said something really profound to me. He said 3 things cause disease. Luck of the draw, genetics. The other thing is environment. You know, you're a product of your environment. Maybe you live with a smoker or wherever you live. And the last thing was what you're putting into your body. And I thought, well, I can control what I'm putting in my body. I need to at least be doing that. So I went home that day and I binged on everything in my pantry. I wasn't about to throw away all that cereal and all that stuff I loved, but I ate it all. And I've never bought it again. I just never bought the junk again. I started learning everything that I could. I got online, I was like a little sponge, just soaking it all up. I went to a nutritionist, and doctors couldn't really tell me how I needed to eat to make sure that I was eating in a way that wouldn't aggravate cancer. And so I went to this nutritionist and I learned so much stuff. I'm forever indebted to him because he really empowered me to understand that food is fuel. Food is, it changes everything. If you don't have the food aspect right when you're working out and exercising, I won't tell you might as well not be doing it because it's still good for heart health. But if you're physically trying to change your body, unless you have that food right, it really can be pointless. So that was the catalyst for my change. I realized I needed to